Thank you all guys for coming. Thank you, Gurtam, for having me here. Anybody playing games here? Okay, there are some. Everybody from product or maybe somebody from service department? Okay, cool. My name is Vyacheslav Gladyshev. 10 years ago, I came to Wargaming and as a product manager. And before that, I worked as a product manager for 6 some more years in fintech and in startup. And I like canceling projects. The first actually project I was hired, I canceled because it was PCI DSS and the ROI was pretty bad. I like money because you can count and it is a very good KPI. It's very simple with money. What else? Yeah, thankfully I have like 2 degrees, one in engineering, second is linguistics. It's helped me a lot, like talking to top brass and to engineers and to actually interpret what they're saying and what they want from each other. Yeah, married, 3 kids and a Labrador. And today we're gonna talk with you about how to transform service, well, our history of transforming services to product. Should you go there? Like maybe not. So if you play games, you know what Steam is, and Wargaming, this is the company who has several game studios and platform. So game teams focus entirely on their games and we provide the rest, all these beautiful features and services. So you can say that platform is in-house Steam for Wargaming. So why we decided to transform? Well, we should go back in history a little bit. In 2010, some of you can remember, World of Tanks was released. But then nobody actually can predict that it would be very successful. So the service team was very small, like 20 something people. But then another game started to be released and these web service team started to squeeze all these games to the infrastructure that was built and planned, architectured for just one game. So by 2015, it was a nightmare, and it was a nightmare for everybody, for the company, because the guys started from 20 people, and by the January 2015, there was more than 400 people. So it was very costly for the company. The games, like everything was like customized, and the architecture was suboptimal, let's say that. And new features were very long to deliver. And the team was unhappy because it was feature team, it was as bad outsource. I know that there is good outsource, but that was the bad outsource. And people didn't know actually what was going on, what the next request will go. So everybody wasn't happy. And we decided that was the first try. Then there was like period of several years that we have like platform publisher for a year, but it didn't help us. We have existential crisis when games came to us and said, okay, we don't want platform, we just disband your team and we'll do ourselves. But we managed to negotiate with them and actually prove them that it would be a mistake. And we did it just showing the money. Yeah, we had a distributed team, and that was okay, but we have distributed architects, like 2 chief architects, and this was painful. So they were quarreling with each other. So, and we had to do different stuff. Yeah, and it all ended 1 year when we had 8 hours downtime during a New Year event. So I worked then at commerce team, and we had a notebook with our CEO brought to the room. He was just hailing at us, okay guys, let's do that. But we all understood that that should end actually somehow. So we start to look at the market, and we start to just think what we can change, because we did a lot of stuff. And we decided that, okay, we want to be the natural choice for all the wargaming titles. How? By that time, already Wargaming had a big audience of the game, but there were other platforms with even the bigger audiences. And we said, okay, maybe good that we would be a bridge for Wargaming titles to that external title, to that external platforms. Plus, we could provide more effective tools for the team, both for live ops and for developer teams. And also we can be much more cost efficient, because Steam 30%, we are like much more cheaper. So, and we decided, okay, but how to explain like this goal to everybody? Because if you want to have that massive change, you need actually to onboard, and you need to engage and sell this idea to everybody. So, and that's why you should be like very simple. And we decided, okay, we should divide all our work in like several parts. First, something that we cannot avoid. So this is like bugs, tech debt, some compliance, GDPR compliance, for example. If we are not doing that, we are just closed. So this is, yeah, spice must flow. So you know where it's from. So then we remember that for all games, audience is king, audience is gold. So we need to focus, and if we have a choice, always prioritize like increasing that KPI, the new MAU, retention, engagement, all this stuff. So do it yourself. Well, we have our live ops, and we wanted them to be happy, and we wanted us to be happy. We didn't want a lot of repeating requests for the same work. So, okay, let's build like great tools. And worth every penny. So, from one hand, we wanted to provide wider capabilities to our live ops, and at the same time to be cost effective. And of course, we arose from the service. We couldn't forget about that, because we had our customers. So we still, and this is one of our advantage, we still can help the games with their features. So this is a little bit summarizing. So we do have something like maintenance operations. We do service part still, but we actually started to do some product work. Yeah, but again with that, we needed to change our mindset, because when we were completely service, we just waited. There were games who came to us and said, "Oh, we need this, we need that," and we just built, asking no questions. And now, if we want to be proactive, if we want to go beyond, we needed to have ownership. We needed to look at the market, and we need to say, yeah, okay, games come to us just suddenly, urgently, not because they are bad, not because they're treated as a service, because just game dev dynamics is so quick. And yes, by that time, we already onboarded multiple games, and we had an expertise to share with games and maybe warn and protect them from some bad things. Scope of work. We needed to actually re-engage with the products to understand their real needs, because again, we were asking them, we didn't ask them questions before, and now we need to actually reopen all these conversations. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, and we thought, okay, who would be those guys who could focus on that? And we said, oh, well, it looks like this is the work for product managers. Yeah, and we thought, like, what are the most important things what we provide to games? And we just defined these 5 value streams. Then we thought, okay, so should we actually hire product managers or not? And because of several things, budget constraints, some fear that game team, like business team, would not actually understand us, we said, okay, and like the most actually more important reason was just we wanted to grow our own guys. Okay, let's try first an experiment, and let's have this role put either in delivery managers or even in the team, like shared. So we had like the second and the third variant. And then we had a lot of meetings and conversations about all the processes, about finance model, about how we do stuff. And yeah, finished. Yeah, of course not. It's never finishes. And then, only then, when we have the goal, when we have the processes, when we change the mindset, we started, not change, but thought about how we can change the mindset. Only then we started, okay, how the structure should be like to support all these changes. And the structure was, at that time, it's 2.5 years ago, was like that. So I was back then director of production, and we had 7 delivery managers, and 4 DMs were working as part-time PMs, and I worked as the 5th one. Because I like money, I took monetization. So we had this experiment for 2 years, actually. Good thing, it worked. We did a lot of stuff that we couldn't do before because we had people at least partly focused on these things. Well, of course, bad thing that we didn't do all we wanted because they still have their primary responsibilities as delivery managers. So what should we change? We should have dedicated product managers. But we should reconsider what we're doing. And we started that time with the games and like, you know, the funnel you see, and we decided that, okay, we should have these product streams, audience management, on awareness and acquisition and all this stuff. So you can also see these blue ones. This is like cross-functionals, product stream, and yeah, data management. We have a lot of data. Well, maybe less data than Flow, but still a lot of data about our users. And of course, it will be seen not to use it in our platform. And here is the new structure. We have 4 product managers, like plus 2. And yeah, delivery managers and all this stuff, but just like that. So where are we now? We actually managed to rebuild platform. All this old infrastructure is already, well, practically already gone. There are a couple of services that still exist, but we're going to sunset them. We decreased the cost of hardware in platform by more than 30%. Because we revamped the stagings and the hardware itself. Now we work as like 20, 40, 40. 20 is operation, 40 product, and we do still custom things, but custom, it's about who pays, but not about how we do stuff, because we do stuff right now in a generic way. First, games were not happy because it is like more costly, more expensive, and longer. But when they started to get the features for free and instantly, because some other game had it before, they started to like it. As you may know, we made a split. We split the company, so we moved a lot of people from CIS, like player base, to our EU service, and we were coordinating all this work, and we were instrumented in the process. We have really a global project right now secretly, but I guess that we will you will hear about that if you are interested this autumn. And this is the project that have been discussed in the company for 7 years. So we finally, or even more. And we managed to have, like, in the couple of these stormy years, no layoffs. Well, partly because we had saved on hardware. So we saved on hardware. We were flat on the budget, but we hadn't laid off anybody. So lesson learned. Well, yeah. As I said, somebody prefer custom because it's very quick. It's like as a good jacket. But then when you have a lot of clients, at some time it is absolutely unsustainable. You cannot support it. So generic is better. Well, for us. We already discussed distributed team and distributed architects. Teams are good, but have one architect with the final say. Full disclosure. We are now, and like for a couple of years, even more, the most transparent organization in the in the company, because when we started to go to product, everybody was asking, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? And all this stuff. And we were just very open and have everything like in dashboards and FTEs and blah, blah, blah. But now when we actually approve budget, there can be many questions to other departments, but not to us, because we have it all. Yeah, finance model. Even if your internal product, it would be beneficial to think about how would you charge your clients if you go outside the market. Sometimes it just makes you reconsider things. Yes, and yeah, as you may see, we're not nearly like a product, but fake it until you make it, because product orientation helps you like in every way. Yeah, and I call it like bullshit bingo, because first I thought, oh, should I tell it or not, because it's just banality. But then I have like this week, and yes. So get buy-in from tops, because you should never try without that, because it's difficult enough without that, but without buy-in from tops, it's nearly impossible. You just fail. Yeah, long journey. It's now the 5th year of this like second phase, so, and it's still not near the end. You will suffer, yeah, of course. Yeah, always check the relevance, because we are now living in a very turbulent situations, and sometimes company needs like to pivot, or needs to decrease like the costs, or needs to pay attention to like a certain area, and you need not to forget that you work for the company. If you don't like, just quit. But if you work for the company, you should put the company's interest first, and not just, okay, we are going product. Yeah, so, well, this is because the third one, you will suffer, and this is, and if you are like head of product or CPO, or just a person who wants to make that big change, remember that you are responsible for everybody that you actually attracted to that process. Because if you start, then you, oh, I don't want to do that anymore, so people will suffer. Yeah, and certainly start from the result you want to achieve, because otherwise you will be waggling somewhere. Yeah, we're not there yet. We could keep growing product expertise. Yeah, finished our secret product. Yeah, we have several new titles to onboard, and we want to increase, again, this audience is the king, let's remember. We want to make it easier for our game to go to consoles and to mobiles, though we already have World of Tanks Blitz, but still we want to make it even more easy. That's it. Thank you. I hope it helped.